Hey y'all, I hope you're having a good weekend. I don't know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday when you're seeing this, but I hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you're snowed in. Hope, I don't know, I just hope that you're having a good week and that you're ready for the week ahead. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for looking at the first video that I uploaded. I was really kind of surprised at how many people watched it and surprised that people cared, because I'm just sitting in my room and talking to a camera, and I don't know if people care, but you guys do. And thank you for your messages, for your texts. They really literally meant the world to me, and I hope that I get to help more people with my transparency. So in my last video I talked about my journey of wanting to be a doctor, going to college, after college, not finishing grad school, and we left off with me coming home in May of 2016 and feeling really lost and kind of sad and not really knowing what's next. So when I came home, I needed a job. So, my good old retail job was right there with willing and open arms, and I'm so grateful, honestly, for that, because I needed a job. It was there, even though I didn't want to do it and I was ashamed. It was there. And I remember feeling really ashamed. People from church or people who knew me or whatever would see me at the cashier, and I'm like, wow, they see stuff on Facebook and I'm here at, the store, and I'm working here, and they're probably wondering, what the heck is she doing? But I had to really humble myself and swallow my pride and get used to people asking questions and getting comfortable with my truth. Yeah, I was here and this is where it was, but that's okay. It was really hard. And so when I had come home from grad school in August, I decided to get certified to be a substitute teacher, just in case, wanted to work two jobs, do retail, be a substitute teacher. So I got certified for that, and I don't know, something about retail during the holiday season really puts one over the edge. So I decided that that February I would just quit and just do substitute teaching full time, because it was more flexible. I could choose my schedule and I made more money. And so in February I quit my retail job and I went to substitute teach, which was really interesting. It was I don't know, it was really interesting. That's a whole nother story. I had so many interesting classes. I discovered that I'm pretty good at classroom management, and that I also discovered that I really like teaching. And even though elementary school isn't my thing, or even middle school, I really was yo, I like this. I'm pretty good. Maybe because I like talking, but I was I'm pretty good at this. Okay. So I did that from February to June of 2017, and around May, the end of May, I kind of started getting a little antsy, because I was okay, I don't get paid in the summer. There's a low chance of me getting to substitute at a year-round school, so I need a job, and I really didn't care where. By this time, I had already applied to medical school, and didn't get in. This was my first go-around, and I didn't get in to any of my schools, so I was kind of I don't know, but all I knew was I needed a job. So entering in my next job, someone at my church needed a nanny, and I got the job. So I was okay. So I was a nanny from June to August. I was a nanny, which was really interesting, something that I never thought I would do, but was a good experience, and also made a way for me to get the current job that I have now in the healthcare field. So now you're probably wondering why my title is QuarterLife Crisis and what's going on. So of course in my last video I talked about wanting to be a doctor and that being my main focus. I'll kind of back up and explain. So when I was a little kid, I loved The Cosby Show, and one episode where Sandra was having twins, and I turned to my mom and I said, what does that doctor do? It was the doctor in the room on that particular show, and my mom told me it was OBGYN, and I was like, boom, that's it. That's what I want to do. I was fascinated by pregnant women. I would look at like the baby story. Do you guys remember that on TLC? The baby story and like Discovery Health. And it was just like, I want to do this. This is awesome. This is sweet. I never really deviated from that path. And my mom would kind of try to be like, do you want to look at some other things? You know, you want to be open? And I was like, no, I want to be a doctor. Skirt. So, I was pretty much that way. I didn't particularly deviate, and if I did, it was for like wrong reasons. Like freshman year, because I had a boyfriend and thought that I was gonna marry him, I was like, nah, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. Or my senior year, when I was just a little confused. But both of those times, like I explained in my last video, I felt like I had confirmation that I was supposed to do this. And so that's what kind of kept me going this whole time. Even though, to be honest, I didn't like my major at all. And therefore I struggled in my major. And I really wasn't all that interested in like science and wasn't particularly good at it. And, but I felt like, oh, these are just weaknesses, and no, we're just gonna keep it moving. God's grace is sufficient. Like, we're just gonna keep it moving. So with this new job, well, it's not really new. I've been there for over a year. I've been there since August 2017. With this job, it has shown me like the ins and outs of the healthcare system, of what being a doctor is like, of what working in a clinic is like, and I'm very grateful for that, because it has made me reevaluate a lot of things. I think that being a healthcare provider is beautiful and it's great, and if you are passionate about it, then you won't mind the hectic lifestyle or the long hours, because it's what you love. But I quickly am discovering in this season that I do not love it. I do not love that lifestyle, not because it's bad, but because I don't think it fits me. And I kind of just came to this realization, or admitted this realization, maybe like 2 weeks ago. No, well, last week. And I had to sit with myself and be honest and be like, do I want to miss these things? Do I want to give up these things? Do I want to go through this? And simply the answer was no. And I was like, man, if I don't want to do any of that, and this is what being a doctor consists of, do I really want to be a doctor? Yeah, so it really hit me. And it's not something that just like started. This has been building up. I've been kind of like tracking the way I've been feeling, tracking just my emotions, and I was like, man, I don't want to do this. Like, this is just not me. It's not. So I kind of sat down with myself and I was like, what do you like to do? What do you like to do, April? You like to talk? You like to talk about and discuss topics? You like to bring people together in a group and discuss solutions and pick people's brain? Like, what do you like to do? Those are some of the things that I love to do. And I just gave myself permission to be like, man, if this isn't what I want to do, if this is not what I'm passionate about, then let's go back to the drawing board. What would you do if you knew you could choose whatever you want to do? And I'm not taking God out of the equation at all, but I just used to always feel like when it came to my purpose, it didn't matter how I felt. My passions didn't matter. My true like desires and longings and the things that I feel like God put, the things that I feel like I was created to love, I feel like that didn't matter. And now I'm on the journey to discovering, does that matter? I don't have all the answers, but I'm starting to realize like maybe that does matter, and I shouldn't just push my passions and what I'm really interested in to the side, because I feel like God made me that way for a reason. And I think it's okay to realize that maybe being a doctor and being in the medical field is just not something that I feel fits what I love, what I actually love to do, and my passions. So, yeah, that's been pretty heavy on my mind. I just am giving myself permission to be open, to be honest, to explore, and man, I've just changed so much, and there's so many things I want, like when it comes to family and being a mother one day and being a wife one day, and like there's so many things that I want that I don't feel that being in the position of a doctor would allow me to do. And so therefore it wouldn't be worth it to me, and I feel like that I would be a little miserable. I do. And so yeah, I don't really want to state exactly what it is that I'm thinking about doing because I'm still processing. I don't really want to put it out there right now until I know exactly what I want to do. I just think that life is fluid and that things are going to change and that you don't have to know what you want to do when you grow up because that might change too. And I used to just always think that. I used to think, well, I have to know. It has to be a certain path. It has to be a certain way. Hey, maybe I'll change my mind and go to med school later. I don't know. But I know it's not in my heart to do right now, and that there's some other things that I would love to do and that would bring me passion and that I wouldn't mind staying up late and working long hours doing because I would love it. So yeah, I'm just on this exploration journey. I was scared, but now I'm not really as scared. It gives me hope. I'm so hopeful. I don't feel stuck. I don't feel like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do this again. I have to study for them. Gotta get, like, I don't feel that. I don't feel that pressure. I feel really, like, relieved, and I feel free. And I have no problem with telling people anymore what kind of journey I'm on. So please don't be concerned about me, but I hope that you're happy for me, and I hope that you pray with me, and that if you've ever been on this journey, that you could, like, comment and give me advice, okay? And I really love that. So that's about it. I just want to say thanks for watching if you've made it this far. I try to keep I'm trying to get my videos at like 15 minutes because we just straight to the point over here. And if you have any questions, I would love to talk to you. Please continue to share and subscribe and like and all of that. And so yeah, thank you guys. And next week will be another fresh video. Also, if you have any suggestions that you would like, suggestions of topics that you would like for me to talk about, please comment them or like comment on my Instagram or whatever. Thank you guys. I hope you have a